Okay, I love this question. Thank you for this question. So, it is true that American work culture and European work culture are so totally different. We view vacation differently. First of all, we don't have a lot of vacation time, right? So if you are a salaried professional, you typically get like 2 weeks off. Now you can negotiate more, so you don't get a lot of time off. And then when you do get the time off, you typically do not spend like a month anywhere. One of the things that I love about living in France is that the culture here is that in July and August you take off. You go on vacation. It is thought like, well, why aren't you on vacation? And vacation in America is it's a privilege. It's not a right. I feel like here in France, like people take vacation, people in Europe, the UK, it's like do not bother them. Um, it doesn't matter what job they have, in some cases they're taking off. In America, good luck. If you are working like salary professional jobs, you typically get the 2 weeks off. You can negotiate more, but some jobs, there is no vacation, right? Some jobs, especially if you're like an hourly employee, you do not get vacation. So that's the one thing. Secondly, even if you do get the vacation, we like to take much, much shorter trips. There is a very real fear in American work culture that if let's say I have 4 weeks off. Now let me back up. It took me working at a place for about 4 years to get 4 weeks off. Okay, um, and no, maybe 3 years to get 4 weeks off. So the fear is that if you have a month of vacation, the fear is that when you come back to work, your job can be you could be replaced, your job could totally change. So people like to take very small trips. So take 4 to 5 days here, 2 to 3 days, whatever, and break that time up. I love the fact that here in July and August, people expect you to go on vacation. Many employers are closed, many businesses are closed. Doesn't matter if you're working at the boulangerie or whatever, they're closed in August to give their employees an actual break. Like, it's thought that a vacation, everyone has a right to it. It's not a privilege. And I love that. But yeah, American work culture is so toxic. People don't necessarily have to quit their jobs to go on vacation, to go on holiday. But paid holidays do not exist for everybody. And when you do ask for a vacation, doesn't mean that you'll get it. Some people feel like they're in a position to where they'll ask for their vacation time, it won't get approved or whatever, or they won't know the status, and then they've just spent like all this money on flights and hotels, which is often non-refundable. So there are some people, a very small minority, I would say, who do feel like, okay, I've done all this and I can't go, or you're telling me I can't go, or whatever. So it's not exactly entirely accurate that people have to quit. They do have to save up because vacations can be very expensive. So, but some people, if faced with, hey, you can't go, they will quit depending upon what it is that they do. They will quit and just come back and figure it out, right? But for the most part, our American workplace culture is very, very toxic. It's very, very, it is not worker friendly at all. If you live in a country where you can take a month off, you're very blessed. If you live in a country, Americans literally work on our vacations. Okay, so if you live in a culture, a country that respects you taking the time off, you're very blessed.